She's like, have you seen all the videos on TikTok of people saying if he wanted to, he would? But yet no one written a song about it. And I was like, oh my God, how has no one written this song yet? And I was like, this needs to be like a big sister song, like a tough love, like don't overthink it song. He's probably just not that into you song.
Yeah. What's up? This is Chris Ruediger, and you're listening to the 615 House Podcast. It's a podcast highlighting rising artists, creators, influencers, and songwriters. Because it is no secret that social media is changing the entertainment industry. We're seeing moments of virality like never before, but at what cost? Here we take a deeper dive and discuss how creators and artists can build loyal and meaningful relationships with their audience. We talk about the balance of artistry with authenticity and discuss this ever-evolving industry. So come join me and some amazing guests as we take a deeper dive and learn about their stories. What's up, guys? We're back. Today's guest is a rising female artist in Nashville, known for her powerful voice and clever lyrics. She's surpassed over 100 million global streams, maybe almost 200 million now, in large part from her successful marketing strategies across social media. She's built a loyal following of over 500,000 TikTok followers and has cultivated a strong fan base that has been used in thousands of videos as she brilliantly campaigns her music. She's opened for Dan and Shay, Little Big Town, Maren Morris, Kit Moore, Jason Derulo, which we're going to have to talk about, and more. And she said you're taking your debut single, If You Wanted To, He Would, to country radio with UMG Nashville. So please welcome Miss Kylie Morgan.
Hello, hello.
How was that? Did I do okay on the intro
great. You
there?
made me sound way cooler than I am. So
I'm just trying to hype up my friends. That's just how it is, you know? Well, thanks for doing this. It's funny because I feel like we've been social media friends for forever, but I haven't actually gotten to sit down and
Isn't that hilarious?
Have a conversation with you.
That is funny about social media and like the amount of people like who I asked who also was on this podcast, and you named a bunch of people that I know, but like a lot of them I've never even met, even though I have daily like conversations through social media with them. It's funny how that works. What
a world we live in, you know? And I feel like you can get a good perception of someone online, but when you actually sit down and have a conversation, it's like, you know, it's way better. Yes. The face-to-face stuff still matters.
Absolutely.
So, I've been following you for a while. I'm a big fan of your music, but would love to know like a little bit more about your backstory. How did it all start for you getting to Nashville?
Yeah.
Like, what give me like day one, you know?
Oh gosh. Well, I'll keep it brief and not bore you too much, but it actually, it started out with me having a dream to become an Olympic gymnast when I was little.
Wow.
And I was in the gym 3.5 hours a day, 5 days a week as like a very young kid. And I think that is definitely what gave me the work ethic / perspective that it took to even get to Nashville, because I think that talent it's a huge part of it, but I think work ethic can outshine that way more because, last man standing wins. And so I kind of made the decision myself that I was like, am I good enough to go to the Olympics? No, I'm not. So I'm like, what else do we love to do? And I always loved entertaining. I found all of my mom's old VHS tapes from the Shirley Temple, all of her videos and movies, all of her movies and stuff. And so I just fell in love with entertaining people and watching her make people happy by singing and dancing. And I was like, I want to do that. So I got my very first little pink guitar for Christmas at 12 from my papaw.
Amazing.
And learned my first 3 chords. And then I started writing songs as kind of therapy. I would come home, whatever I was going through at that moment as a 12-year-old girl, it's a lot. And it's way cheaper than therapy. Right. But I just fell in love with songwriting and then begged my mom for MySpace music when I was little, because for some reason she thought if my name was on the internet, I was going to get kidnapped and killed, of course. So I had to beg her for MySpace music, and she gave it to me as a gift. And then I put my first song out that I just recorded on GarageBand, when that was a thing, and saw the reaction from people and just knew that that's why I love to do music, because I thought it was for me, but I found out that it was more to affect other people. Right. So I just kind of dove all in, and I walked into my living room at 12 years old and was like, Mom, I'm skipping college and I'm going to move to Nashville to be a country music artist. And so thank God she took that well.
I was going to say, what a dinner conversation to just come down, right? Like, Mom, I'm ready to go.
So here's the kicker is that turns out more people go to the Olympics than succeed as a female in country music. music.
Interesting.
Jokes on me. Jokes
Right.
on me.
You're just proving the impossible, Kylie. We
Just
love
trying,
it.
you know? So I came here at 14 for the first time, fell in love with Nashville, walked down Broadway, I heard the singing and all the songs everywhere. And I was like, yeah, this is my kind of place. So I just had planned to, I saved up all my money from touring, and at 19, put a down payment on a house and moved to Nashville. And here I am.
That's unbelievable. And so where's your hometown?
Newcastle, Oklahoma, super small town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you moved here, you said you visited at 14. Then were you just playing gigs like back and forth?
Yeah.
Like how are you getting your name out there?
Yeah. So I kind of went full force, and I signed my first indie record deal at 14 out of Oklahoma.
Wow.
And I just would play anywhere and everywhere they had a microphone and people.
Yeah.
Even if they didn't have people, I would still play. And so I got my very first start at this little place called the Rodeo Opry, which is kind of Oklahoma's version of the Grand Ole Opry.
Amazing.
And so for that to be my first performance ever, and to just have made my Opry debut this past year, it definitely was a full circle moment.
I was gonna say congratulations on the Opry debut.
you.
That's so cool that you had your own mini Opry, and then you could just
Right?
and then you make it to the big stage. It's
Definitely
amazing.
had some training, thankfully.
Right. That's incredible. I feel like you moved I think a lot earlier than most people that are moving to Nashville. So in your teenage years, and then getting to 19 and signing your deal, like what was your process like? Were you writing a lot? Were you touring?
Just working, whatever that looked like. So I was writing all the time. I was traveling back and forth to Nashville to co-write for the first time. I never had co-written songs until 14, and didn't even know what that was like or what that process was. And one of the very first people I ever co-wrote a song with was with Walker Hayes.
Really?
Yeah, at 15, he agreed to write with me, which was pretty crazy.
That's amazing. Do you remember the name of the song that you and Walker wrote?
Yes, I do. It was called To Me Without You, was the very first song that we wrote together. It's still like, I still like the song. Maybe I'll bring it back.
Could we see a Kylie Morgan and Walker Hayes duet come out with that song?
I mean, maybe.
Right.
So I just put out this song a few years ago called Cuss a Little that we wrote together when I was 19. And he ended up putting his vocal on it. And it's crazy because like that's the kind of songs that I've always wanted to write, is the fact that I wrote it at 19 and we didn't release it till I was 25.
Sure.
So like it didn't have an expiration date, And so like I just hope that like I continue to write songs like that, because at the end of the day, like as long as it still relates to you, even if it's years later, then I feel like it's authentic,
Right. Yeah. That's amazing. And especially in today's world where we're just consuming content so rapidly, I feel like a lot of songs are coming and then going.
Oh my God.
If you can write
so
a song
fast.
that spans the test of time, right? I mean, that's
Absolutely.
That's truly the gift. So for you're writing, you're recording, you're working on your artistry. For you, when did like social media become a factor?
Oh man, it's just so crazy how it has changed so much. And even just like 2 years. I remember when TikTok came out, like during the pandemic, and like what else did we do? So yeah, we just did a bunch of TikTok dances and put some songs up, and then it became this whole platform of that's how people could find you, and that's how you like could put yourself out there. And for me, what was crazy is I signed my record deal at 23, I believe. And went on my first radio tour, was like about to push to country radio for the first time. And then the pandemic hit. And so for like 2.5 years, they were like, oh yeah, just like take a seat for a little bit. And I was like, yeah, but like, I'm not good at that. So like what can I do to like further the career while we're all at home? And so that's when, my manager, Marissa, was very adamant about me getting on TikTok, as well as Walker, because she manages Walker and I.
Okay.
And I was just like, Marissa, I love you, but like, I am not going to do these dances. I'm not like, I want people to come to my page for my music. Like that's what I want them to come for, not a trend, and not, like something like that. And so I was like, I'm just going to do what I do and write my songs, and then put on TikTok, hey, if you're dealing with this, or if you've been through this, I wrote this song for you.
Right.
And so that's kind of where the TikTok following began, and what people were coming to my page for was my songs, which is what I wanted.
Right. Do you remember the first TikTok post that you ever made? Was it?
Oh God, I don't think so. I don't remember the very first one. I do remember the first one that like hit like viral, and I was like, I literally thought that it was like a mistake. I woke up the next day and I had over like 1 million views, and I was like, is that an M or 1 million?
Like, is there a glitch in this app, right? And then you keep refreshing it, right? And you probably get that like
1.2,
the 99 notifications, and it keeps growing, right?
What is happening?
Yeah.
I think I figured it out.
That's amazing. So when you have a viral moment, what do you do next? Like, were you putting out the song? Did you?
So here's what's crazy, and I feel like you can 100% agree with this, is you were writing and putting out music for one platform, and that's your fans. And how would people hear it? Just country radio. And that was the only thing that you could do. Now, when I go in for a songwriting session, I'm literally looking at these 3 platforms of where my audience finds me. And that is country radio. That is still one of them. Mm-hmm. Then it's Spotify and all the digital, things that people listen to. And then it's TikTok. Well, TikTok, people want it like this, in, out, in, out, in, out. It like goes so fast. And so I write songs pertaining to those 3 different audiences. And so I know, like, for instance, when I put out Bridesmaids, I pretty much went to my label with a whole marketing campaign, all the assets already done, and pretty much just begged them to fund it because I was like, this is for sure going to go viral. So like, can we do this? And I'm like, man, if this doesn't go viral, I'm going to look really stupid.
I was going to say, that's a high stakes moment. So you walk into your label and you go, give me the money. I have a viral campaign. Yeah. And you're banking on it.
I literally was banking on it. And I was just like, cause I just put out an EP called PS, and normally they're not going to fund 2 projects in 1 year. That's like a lot.
Right.
And so I pretty much was like, hey, I can almost guarantee this will go viral, because what does every female do when they get married? Have any excuse to post wedding photos. Right. Like, just trust me on this. There's not been a song about bridesmaids. Like, I think this could be a thing. And so I was like, as soon as I hit post, I just remember like holding my breath, being like, oh, I hope this works out. This is going to suck if it doesn't. Right. And then it did. And I think we're at like 10 million views now.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, what a risk, but what a great payout. I mean, the song's awesome itself, but I think the campaign is really what, got a lot of people that, interacting with the song, and then of course making their own slideshows.
Yeah, that's been my favorite thing to see, is like the way that people pertain your trend that you create to their life, and how they can tell their story through your songs, which is cool.
Right. That's amazing. So I have to ask, I know that you also are married. Congratulations. But you're married to Jay Allen, who is also an aspiring singer-songwriter. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Was just on The Voice, and I know has done so much stuff in this town as well. Between like artistry, TikTok, marrying somebody in the music industry, like, do you guys only talk about music? How do you balance your life?
We can't get away from it.
Yeah.
It truly is. Like, we'll have to each individually be like, okay, we're not going to talk about music for this dinner, like, at all. Like, we have to, but it's our lives. We eat, sleep, and breathe it. So like, how do you not talk about it, you know? And so thankfully it is so nice to have someone that when I like give them my problems, they actually get that they're problems, rather than like being like, oh, wow, your TikTok didn't do well.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's just so nice having someone that just gets it. And I never have to apologize for always thinking, breathing, sleeping about music. Like, it's because we both do it. So it just is what it is. Yeah.
I will say I'm jealous of that, because my brother, who works in, completely different field, when like I say, hey man, can you help me make a TikTok? He like freezes and he's like, what? I don't know. I have no idea where to start there. So I think, there is probably some pros to having somebody in the industry as well.
You know what's even crazier is like, when I met Jay 8 years ago, he didn't have social media.
Really?
Yeah. And his publishing company and his management company was like, hey, like, you have to do this. Like, if you're going to be an artist, you have to have social media. Yeah. So I remember him coming to me. I was 19 when I met him, and coming to me and being like, hey, will you show me how to do that Snap Talk Tik thing? It's just like, you mean Snapchat? Yeah. Like, what? So he and I have been learning together on obviously how fast everything is changing. I'm sure that there's going to be a new TikTok, version of it in the next year that we'll have to relearn. And so it's just about like the innovation of it so fast, but you have to stay on top of it, or else you're going to be behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. And then I wanted to ask you this question. I've asked everyone on this podcast this question. Do you feel like TikTok is hurting or helping the industry more?
It's a hard question because I have a love-hate relationship with TikTok.
Right, as I think many of us do.
It is. I will say it has given people a platform, such as myself, to be able to work hard for themselves and have a direct avenue to fans in a way that, like, for instance, I'm putting out my debut full project this year. And instead of like just us guessing which song to put out, I pretty much asked the label, I was like, hey, can we just like tease 3 songs and just see which one pops off, and that's what we'll release, rather than just like being like, we'll see what happens, you know? So I think that it's just forever changing. And the problem is like with big labels is that they don't do it like that because like they never have. And so with like me being signed to a record label, that like I have to go through all these processes before I even tease a song, because due to my contract, I'm not allowed to do that.
Right.
Unless it's like already ingested and like all this stuff. And so there's just so many rules with it. But long story long is I think that it has helped in a way that it's given so many more people that don't have record deals or don't, know who to talk to or who to see to give their music to a platform to get it to fans and have fans find them.
Totally. And I think what's so crazy is I read this stat the other day that apparently like almost 1 billion videos are uploaded a day across social media, TikTok being obviously the sort of leading factor of this. How do you differentiate yourself in such a competitive market where we're consuming content, so rapidly?
I think that it comes down to authenticity in a way that, like, when I told Marissa, I was like, hey, I'm just going to do what's authentic to me. And if it cuts through, then those are the people that I want finding my music, I think that if you continue to, again, just outwork and everyone in a way that consistency is key. And I hate to say that because it is like throwing spaghetti against a wall and being like, let's see if it sticks, because like one stupid video that I put up and I was just like, whatever, could like do so well. And then one that I took hours editing or whatever gets like 400 views. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, It's such an algorithm. Like, I don't understand it, never will. But I think that at the end of the day, as long as you keep putting content out that is relatable to you, that people follow you for, and you continue to find that fan base, then I think that's the way to cut through.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
That's good advice. I need to follow more advice from Kylie. This is incredible.
I wish I could take my own advice sometimes.
No, that's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. And then I got a couple games that I want to play with you.
Ooh, okay.
Look at that. We'll be right back. All right, we are back with Miss Kylie Morgan, absolutely crushing it on TikTok and on Instagram. Your music is fantastic. You have a song that's now going to country radio. How's that feel?
Oh, I'm so relieved, honestly. I have been wanting to go to country radio for so many years. And like I said earlier, I just did this whole, radio tour right when I signed my deal. We were about to push a completely different single, and then COVID hit, and then all the charts froze. And so it was like very devastating. So I was just like, that was the one piece of the pie that I needed so badly. And then there was like a 2-year pause button. And so now to finally have not only at country radio, but to be in the top charting, I'm just like so relieved.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So that's like the best word I can say it, because it's just been this like piece that I've been like wanting for so long and so many years, and then like something would keep happening and delaying it. And so now I'm just happy and relieved.
Well, it's amazing. And did you find success, on the song via socials before going to radio? Was it something where your label team kind of jumped in and was like, we're just going to take it to radio? What was kind of the process behind that song?
So I posted it on TikTok first, and it went viral on TikTok first. And what's crazy is we actually got the idea from TikTok. I was scrolling through one time and I saw this girl come up on my For You page. I didn't recognize her. She wasn't like signed anywhere when I looked her up, and I just loved her look. I loved the way she sounded. I loved the way she wrote songs. And I've never done this before, but I just reached out to her and I was like, hey, like, I think you're a rock star. Do you want to like write a song together? And she was like, absolutely. So we ended up getting together on pretty much a blind date. And I pulled in my producer, Ben Johnson, and she said, I've had this idea for a while and have been waiting to write it with someone that's signed because I think it could go really well. And I was like, okay. And she's like, have you seen all the videos on TikTok of people saying if he wanted to, he would? but yet no one written a song about it. And I was like, oh my God, how has no one written this song yet?
Right.
And so she saved like 7 or 8 videos of people just talking about it and like ending with that and pretty much giving advice. And I was like, this needs to be like a big sister song, like a tough love, like don't overthink it song. He's probably just not that into you song.
Yeah.
So we wrote it, and I knew immediately, I was like, this is going to be the first single. So I just posted it on TikTok. It went viral. And then the label was like, yeah, I think this is the one. So it started streaming like crazy. And then Hot Country added it. And so, it's just been like so cool to see the connection. Cause like sometimes you see songs go viral on TikTok and the streaming doesn't connect. So like it doesn't really make sense, but this one did. And so I'm just, very happy.
I mean, it's such a great song. And I think also you're right. Like the message was there, and it's crazy that, no one else had really tapped into that, but clearly you gave something that was relatable to everyone, which is like, that's the point of this whole thing.
I just feel like I needed to say all the things in a song that I needed to hear when I was in a very toxic relationship at 16 years old. And I was like, I just am going to say all these things that my friends were too nice to say, if that makes sense. Like they loved me obviously, and they didn't want to tell me, but I was dating a horrible person. And instead of telling me that, I just was wearing these rose-colored glasses, and I didn't see it. So I just wanted to say all the things that I needed to hear.
Yeah. Do you write all your music off of personal experience? How do you draw inspiration for writing songs?
So I sadly don't sleep a lot because I usually get them at like 5 a.m. And I don't know why, but for some reason, if I don't get it out like on my phone or go like play it on guitar and get it recorded, that I won't be able to go back to sleep. So I usually get a lot of my song ideas from dreams that I have, as well as, of course, experiences and my friends' experiences. A friend of mine actually just broke up with her boyfriend not too long ago because he was supposed to propose multiple times and then just didn't. And so like, drawing from the if he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to, he would have, right?
She came to me the other day and she was like, is that song about me? And I was like, it was kind of inspired by you. I was like, I can tell you now that you guys have broken up, but yeah. So definitely from experiences, friends' experiences, dreams, billboards, signs. I'll be having a conversation with someone. I'll be like, I'm not being rude, but if I randomly pull out my phone and write something down, it's because I have an idea.
Right.
So.
Well, we hope your friend's okay. Even though the breakup happened, at least she's now the reason that a song is going to country radio.
Hey,
so that's pretty dang cool.
It's a good friend right there.
Exactly. Well, I want to take a second here. We're going to do this segment. This is presented by Ariat, which is our sponsors. I'm decked out in all their clothes. We love Ariat, awesome Western apparel brand. They actually gave me this T-shirt. I'm going to flash. Look at this little T-shirt. I think it's your size. I'm not sure.
That's
but
sick.
Look at this. We got a little Ariat T-shirt. Okay,
let's go.
Kylie, this is up for grabs. Here's the deal. We got a minute on the clock.
Okay,
we're gonna go rapid fire questions. We're gonna see how well you can do on this. Are you ready?
I don't know.
Drum roll, please. Here we go. All right, 3, 2, 1. Who is your favorite TikToker currently?
Ashley Cook is one of my favorites.
There you go. If you could collaborate with one country artist, who would it be?
Does it still count if she's country and pop?
We can count it.
We'll say Taylor Swift.
There you go. Oh, look at that. Venue, your dream venue.
Red Rocks.
I feel like everyone says that, but it's like so true, right?
It's so cool looking.
Boots. How many days a week are you wearing boots?
Oh God. 9 days out of the 7.
So you truly are a boot connoisseur.
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing. Favorite fast food place?
Ooh, I would say McDonald's chicken nuggets. You just can't go wrong.
McDonald's, you get like sweet and sour sauce, like barbecue sauce, anything on the side? Honey mustard. That's impressive.
Or Chick-fil-A is up there.
Chick-fil-A is up there as well. What's your favorite country song of all time?
Ooh, favorite country song of all time would probably have to be a Shania song. I feel like this isn't a rapid fire. I'm taking too long.
This is good. We're thinking carefully here.
Gosh, I've never even thought about that question. I really loved her From This Moment.
There you go.
Yeah, I loved that one. Such a, again, standing the test of time song.
There you go. That was not a rapid fire answer, but
Nope.
we're still going to count it. Are you more of a talker or a texter?
Talker.
I like that.
Texting takes too long.
I agree. Totally. Just call, get right across the finish line. And last question. Are you more of a cowgirl hat or a baseball cap?
Ooh, cowgirl hat.
I like that.
Especially covered in rhinestones.
Really?
Oh yeah.
There you have it. There you have it. Kylie, that was pretty impressive.
Only one long-winded.
Only one long one. But look, here's your beautiful t-shirt. Look at that.
Thank you.
Wear it proudly.
I will.
Rapid fire questions presented by Ariat. Kylie Morgan, that was pretty good.
Thanks.
You're in the top 5. You're in the top 5.
You can edit the long one out and then I'll be in the top 4.
There you go, right? It's been awesome having you on this podcast. Is there anything else coming up this year that we can expect in your career? Like what's the scoop?
I'm doing my very first headlining tour this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I just announced it last week, and it is. I'm so excited about it because I've been an opener forever,
Right.
So to now get to be the main stage kind of person is really exciting. I'm also playing quite a few of the Live Nation festivals this year. So they have this stage called Next from Nashville, which is where you always start out and then you hope to get on, the main stage. And so I'm playing Tortuga as well as Watershed and Faster Horses all on the main stage this year. So I'm excited.
That is so awesome.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
A lot of live shows from you and hopefully all these amazing loyal followers that you've built on social media and streaming your music and on country radio are going to come out. And are you doing a show in Nashville? Are you doing one close by Nashville?
I think the closest we are going to is Kentucky, I think.
Okay.
I really need to plan a Nashville show soon because I came through with Nico Moon. We did the tour together at Exit
love
In.
Nico.
And now they sold Exit In, and it's
I know. Exit In's
so sad.
that's like the staple of Nashville.
I know. Where else do you play?
We need to all come together as artists and industry people and
let's just all go in
and just all go in and own Exit In.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
That's an idea right there, an artist-owned venue.
Let's go. So if interested,
if anyone's interested in listening to this, hit us up.
Know.
We'll make it happen. It's been awesome, going to talk to you more, hear about your story. Always rooting for you. I think you're a marketing genius with your music. I think it's awesome that your label is now behind, taking songs to radio. And this is really just the start of, 14-year-old Kylie Morgan just continuing to grow after moving to Nashville.
Thank you so much. Thanks. And thanks for having a platform where artists like me can share more of their story. I think it's awesome. So
thank you. I love doing that. This is why, just hearing people's story, that's what it's all about, So, that's the time we got. Thank you guys for listening and we'll see y'all again next week.
See ya.